started Magic Eden, got a lot of traction, raised like $130 million in like 9 months. And then, yeah, now like we're 3 years on in that journey. Yeah.
And you started on Solana, right?
That's right. Yeah, started on Sol.
Why that decision? And talk us about the first iteration of what Magic Eden is. We'll talk about where it's going, along with where the market and everything else is going. But talk us through that first bit. Why did you make those decisions, and what was in your head at the time? Because startups is always a journey of you think you're going here, you end up going there. But where did you think you were going?
So started on Sol and definitely resonate with you. Like, um, we took a bet, we worked hard, but there was also a healthy dose of luck involved. It's like can't pretend otherwise. We started on Sol because in 21, that was a bit like the contrarian bet because people thought Sol was this like centralized chain. People didn't really believe in this like old chain thesis that much. But for me, because I came from consumer internet, I was like a big tech PM in the Bay Area. I thought, hey, like the history of the internet has been, over long enough time horizon, it trends towards the best technology, the fastest technology. And Sol actually built this new chain that was really fast, really crisp, and we can build some really nice user experiences on top of it. And then secondly, like ETH at that time was more the cultural center for NFTs, and that was where the pioneers were, but really Sol was where the white space was. So we wanted to take this contrarian bet. Over time, we expanded to like 10 chains, got traction on ETH as well, and as well as on Bitcoin, but that was the bet. And then at the same time, of course, a healthy dose of luck, right? So what happened was when I called Sid and I said, hey, we should maybe do something in NFTs, we didn't think we were going to start a company. We said, why don't we just do this as a side project, see what happens? And it was actually around this time, it was like Labor Day weekend, like, September, October 21. And we said, you know what, we're just going to take 2 weeks off work, all of us, and let's just crank something out. And we bought like a WordPress theme because we didn't want to code the front end. We just wanted to figure out the back end and all this small contract stuff. And we like sticky taped it together, tossed it out into the market. But yeah, I said, you know what, in 2 weeks, if we get $50,000 of transactions, that will be a success. And then we started doing like $200,000 per day within 2 weeks. And that's when, we looked at each other and said, hey, this is like sometimes the universe hits you with this opportunity and you'd be stupid, right? We'd regret it for the rest of our lives if we didn't jump in. So then we just like quit our jobs and just did it full time. Yeah.
Was your vision to create an open sea on Solana? Was that the original idea? Here's a new chain. They're going to have NFTs. There's going to be activity. There's no way for it right now for people to buy and sell the stuff. We'll just solve that. Was that?
It was, at the early days, that's probably as far as we thought about it. And OpenSea even tried to like acquire us, like in the really, really early days. And that was basically it. I think we had a few differences in maybe the way that we thought about NFTs that was different to OpenSea and some of the other players, but that's probably more like the simple V1 of the vision. I think what we wanted, the two things that was pretty different about us was, number one, we said there is some aspect of NFT that looks like the trading markets, like equities markets or fungible token markets, in the sense that it has like a secondary market and a primary market. And what we observed was in those markets, it's like IPO, right? Like if you also own a lot of the primary market, there is this overflow of demand that flows into the secondary market and it creates some network effects. So we built our product with like a primary market and a secondary market very early. And that was pretty different to like other players like OpenSea. And then the second thing that we always wanted to do was we actually followed more like this Amazon, Netflix analogy, which we want to have maximum range. And crypto goes up and down. We don't really know what would take off. But as long as we have maximum range, then the range will help us acquire users and that convenience will help us appeal to users over time. And I think most players are generally like single ecosystem players. They either play on ETH or EVM ecosystem or like Sol ecosystem or, Move ecosystem or something like that. So from the very early on, we said we should be very horizontal.
Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end. Look, if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button and check out the video here on the right-hand side. I'm sure you'll enjoy that one as well. And if you're ready for more, go to realvision.com/join. I'll see you there.